The spectacular now begins by introducing Sutter Keeley, a charming, funny, and carefree high school senior who lives entirely in the present. He enjoys parties, drinking, and making people laugh, rarely thinking about his future. Although he seems confident and popular, Sutter hides deep emotional pain behind his cheerful personality. His girlfriend, Cassidy, eventually breaks up with him because she realizes he has no ambition and refuses to grow up. Instead of reflecting on the breakup, Sutter drinks heavily at a party and passes out on a stranger's lawn. The next morning, Sutter wakes up to find Amy Finecki, a quiet, intelligent, and shy classmate, standing over him. She is delivering newspapers before school and kindly helps him. Unlike the girls Sutter usually dates, Amy is innocent, thoughtful, and dreams of going to college and exploring the world. Sutter is intrigued by her gentle personality, and they begin spending time together. Their friendship slowly grows into something much deeper. As they continue meeting, Sutter introduces Amy to his carefree lifestyle. They go on casual dates, share personal conversations, and begin falling in love. Amy has never experienced a serious relationship before, while Sutter enjoys how accepted and understood he feels around her. Their chemistry feels genuine because they encourage each other to open up emotionally. For the first time, Sutter begins caring about someone more than himself. Although Sutter appears happy, the film gradually reveals his dependence on alcohol. He drinks almost constantly, even during school, at work, and while driving. His drinking isn't simply for fun. It has become a way of escaping painful emotions and avoiding responsibility. Everyone around him notices the problem except Sutter himself. He insists that he has everything under control, refusing to admit that alcohol controls much of his life. Meanwhile, Amy starts changing because of her relationship with Sutter. She becomes more confident, social, and willing to stand up for herself. However, she also begins drinking alcohol to fit into Sutter's world. While she genuinely loves him, she slowly adopts some of his unhealthy habits. This creates a subtle but important conflict, as Sutter unknowingly pulls Amy toward the same destructive path he follows. The story also explores Sutter's troubled family life. His mother has worked hard to raise him after his father abandoned the family years earlier. Sutter has spent much of his life imagining his father as a successful, adventurous man who was forced to leave. Deep down, he believes reconnecting with his father will finally answer the questions that have haunted him since childhood. Eventually, Sutter and Amy travel together to meet his father. At first, Sutter is excited and hopeful. However, reality quickly shatters his fantasy. His father is not the responsible, successful man Sutter imagined. Instead, he is immature, unreliable, and drinks heavily. He has built a new life without making any effort to reconnect with his son over the years. During their visit, Sutter notices that his father behaves exactly as he does. His father avoids responsibility, drinks constantly, and refuses to commit to meaningful relationships. The painful realization hits Sutter that he has been following the same path without realizing it. His biggest fear, that he might become exactly like his father, suddenly feels real. The situation becomes even more heartbreaking when Sutter's father casually admits that staying away from his family was easier than taking responsibility. Instead of showing regret, he makes excuses for his choices. Sutter is devastated because the father he spent years idolizing turns out to be deeply flawed. The emotional wound he has carried since childhood finally opens completely. After returning home, Sutter becomes emotionally lost. Instead of confronting his pain, he drinks even more heavily. He pushes away the people who genuinely care about him, especially Amy. His fear of hurting others convinces him that he doesn't deserve happiness or love. Rather than accepting support, he chooses isolation. Amy continues believing in Sutter and encourages him to think seriously about his future. She wants him to apply for college and believe in himself. However, Sutter refuses because he has convinced himself that people like him never change. He believes he is destined to repeat his father's mistakes, making him emotionally withdraw from Amy despite loving her deeply. Their relationship reaches a breaking point after Sutter gets into a drunk driving accident. Although no one is seriously injured, the crash forces everyone to confront the seriousness of his alcoholism. Amy realizes that loving someone isn't enough if they refuse to change. Heartbroken, she ends the relationship, hoping Sutter will eventually recognize the damage he is causing himself. Losing Amy becomes the turning point in Sutter's life. For the first time, he truly reflects on his choices instead of hiding behind jokes and alcohol. He begins acknowledging that his biggest enemy isn't his father or his past. It's his refusal to face reality. This realization marks the beginning of emotional maturity, even though his journey is far from complete. As graduation approaches, Sutter slowly starts taking responsibility for his future. While the film never suggests that his problems disappear overnight, it shows him making small but meaningful changes. He begins considering college, repairing relationships, and accepting that growing up requires facing pain instead of escaping it. His transformation is subtle and realistic rather than dramatic. In the final scenes, Sutter visits Amy at her college. Their reunion is quiet, sincere, and filled with hope rather than certainty. The movie intentionally leaves their future unresolved, suggesting that love alone cannot solve every problem, but personal growth can create new possibilities. The Spectacular Now ends as a touching coming-of-age drama about first love, family trauma, addiction, and the difficult journey toward adulthood. Its central message is that living only for the spectacular now may feel exciting, but true happiness comes from accepting the past, taking responsibility for the present,